Share so we get people to watch. Yo, what's up, Dough Chasers? I have a very special episode for you. Today we're talking about buying a home in today's market, and I have a very special guest with you, my man Devin Gant. What's up?
How y'all doing? How
How
y'all
you doing?
doing?
He is a realtor here in what areas do you serve?
Toledo, man. But I serve the whole surrounding area, Northwest Ohio, man.
Okay,
I
I
get around.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. So yeah, whole Northwest Ohio, low key just Ohio. So whether you're Northwest, Southeast, mid Ohio, it doesn't matter. My man can sell you a house.
I got you.
We're going to talk about buying a home in today's market, some of the roadblocks that you may face, how to overcome those roadblocks, and special recommendations for my man. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into the show, what I need you all to do is to share this for me so that we can help as many people with the information that we're talking about. So go ahead and share it, and then
Right now.
we're gonna get this bad boy started. Let me see here. I'm gonna share mine to my page. All right, I got mine shared. So yeah, share this. We're gonna be having a good conversation today. Okay. All right. So, Devin Gant, here from Toledo. How old are you?
24, going
24.
on 25.
Going on 25.
Yes,
When's your
sir.
birthday?
July 18th.
July.
Right around the corner.
What's your sign?
It's Cancer, man. I'm a Cancer.
Cancer. My
Yeah.
son is a Cancer.
Compassionate fellas,
Compassionate.
man.
Okay, I appreciate that. I call him a crybaby, but I get it. I get it. I appreciate that. That's what's up.
Empathetic, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very, very, very loving people.
Yes, sir.
So you're going on 25, and you started your career as a realtor when?
So, after college, I graduated, walked on the stage, man. And my father is a financial advisor, credit investor, specialist.
Who's your father?
all of that. Derek Gant.
Derek Gant.
Yep, check him out. He's a pro at what he does, and he loves to help people. He just genuinely loves to help people make money and budget right. So I go work with him.
Smart money management, right?
Smart money management.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I go to work with him, and I basically become his lackey, learning everything about financial advising. Okay, and I get to the point where I'm basically a financial advisor without the credentials, without taking the test,
Right.
under his management, under
Gotcha.
his profession, of
Yeah,
course.
because you can become an independent advisor without any certifications.
Yes, sir. As long as you have a broker or somebody above you.
Exactly.
So I do that, and I notice every single person that I was helping, their main goal was to buy a house.
Right.
Like older, younger, everybody either wanted to relocate or buy a property.
That's true.
And I'm thinking about what else I can do to stay vertical. And vertical means within my profession, within my understanding and my knowledge.
I appreciate that.
So I'm like, shit, I might as well get my license, man.
Might as well.
Like,
But plan.
I got all these people who want to buy a house. I might as well just sell it to them and get them financially ready to do so.
Exactly.
So that's when it started, man. 6 months later, I got my license and I'm moving.
Okay. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people leave money on the table and they play themselves.
Don't
And
never
you
play
understood. Don't play yourself. You understood that there was a need that your demographic and your target of clients were dealing with, and instead of possibly referring them to someone else, you ain't got shit to do. How about I get my own license and sell them a house? I can
Exactly.
appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So you've been in business as a realtor on your own for about 3 years now. Okay. Tell me about that experience when you first started. What were some of the negatives that you went through as a young realtor?
Okay. So shout out to EXP. That's my brokerage. I love this brokerage. But the downside of it is you don't have a team with you.
Right. It's
You're
all on you.
All on you. You're a lone wolf. You don't have an office to go to. We're cloud-based. So you don't even have somewhere to walk into to ask questions about.
Exactly.
Right? So my lovely Tracy Boyce, shout out to Tracy Boyce, that was my mentor. And that's the only person I could really go to for any questions that I have. And she's still my mentor today and helps me out today.
That's what's up.
So the first 3 months, you're just learning the game, man. You're learning how to make a contract. You're learning what not to do and how not to get sued.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Don't want to get sued.
And then I did 2 deals with her. I got a third one locked in, and I was like, "Hey, I'm ready for the real world. Ready to get out on my own and spread my wings."
That's what's up.
So, of course, it's not all it's cracked up to be. You go through all the hills and valleys.
Yeah, because you
how
got
to
to do
serve.
some work.
Oh yeah,
And you have adversity that you have to overcome, or fail to.
yeah.
But you're not a failure, so I can
Nah, man.
appreciate
So
that.
yeah, you just got to keep pushing.
So one of the biggest hurdles that you faced was you didn't have the team.
Right.
But the good thing that you had was you had someone who was willing to mentor you.
Yep.
Get some dirt under your fingernails. And you were able to do 2 deals with this person, and that basically gave you the confidence to do it yourself.
So I wouldn't say, yes, it did give me the confidence, absolutely. Right. But more importantly, it gave me the knowledge to go through and see exactly what needs to be done.
Definitely.
So even if I wasn't confident with my next deal, at least I know what to do.
Exactly. Because you've seen, each step throughout the process.
Exactly.
I can appreciate
exactly.
that.
Yep. So yeah, that mentor is somebody who is willing to sacrifice her money, her pocket, to help me out, man. I love it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, how did you find this mentor? Did she find you, or did you find her?
So she was really close with my dad through spin.
Okay.
Which is something else that I do. I'm a spin instructor as well. But they spun together, and he just knew that she was a realtor. He's like, "All right, you want to become a realtor? I know somebody." Pointed me in that direction, and we just hit it off from there.
That's what's up. So you have to utilize the people around you and ask them possibly for a referral, or just talk to them about. So you can't talk to everybody about your dreams, but talk to people who are actually chasing their dreams, and talk to them about your vision. And then ultimately, the more you share your vision with people who are actually chasing their dreams, they're going to, share their network with you to help you. So that's key. That's key. I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Okay. What about, have you faced any other big roadblocks being a new realtor?
As a new realtor that other people wouldn't really face, I would say monetary. So it cost me about $5,000 to get into the game and stay in the game. Okay,
that's what's up.
So that's $1,000 for classes. You got to take the test.
You got to make put that money back into yourself, invest in yourself. Right.
You got to pay the city, the state,
as a
and
real
everybody
quick
else. Dude. So you got to have this money, and actually, on top of investing in yourself, you got to feed yourself too.
Okay.
So you need to have this money to the side in case anything happens, or
because you went all
just
in
to live off of. Exactly.
Okay, I can appreciate that. So you went all in. When I first started my company, I went all in too. I didn't have a plan B.
Right.
It was plan A or nothing. So yeah, I can appreciate that. Now, did you put the money? I'm pretty sure you put the money to the side because.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as an advisor, I've seen all these people living on nothing, barely even living check to check, and I knew I wasn't going to be scraping, so saved up some money and jumped in.
That's what's up. When I first started, I didn't have any money set aside. I wish I would have put some money to the side, but we all have our different ways to start. Some of us are smart and put money to the side. Some of us, we got to learn through experience and, trial and error, and that's me. So both of them work, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But I highly recommend that you put money to the side because it works best.
Take care of yourself.
Exactly. Okay, so the money, getting started within the industry, you said it cost you about 5 bands. Also, you were able to find a mentor, so that kind of cut the learning curve for you.
Yep.
Which is dope. Throughout your career, you deal with a lot of people who want to make their purchase of their first home. They want to make that a reality, right? And as you are helping these people, for one, where would you say that you get majority of your clients? How do you get those clients?
So I want to say word of mouth, but that's not really it.
Okay.
I got a lot of clients through word of mouth. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But honestly, people just out here looking for houses, and being a black realtor in a white market, there are a lot of people of color who are looking for people who understand them, understand their strife,
That they can
and
relate to.
That they can relate to
Definitely.
exactly. So that definitely helps me.
Which is
Social
not
media
bad.
is
That's
getting my
not
word out
bad.
there. Yeah.
That's actually a good thing. Because we should be doing people in which we can relate to, and people of our race as well. Because we need that community,
Right.
right? And there's actually not too many black realtors in the area.
No, not at all, man.
Yeah,
Not at
so
all.
you got a niche.
Yes. Yes,
For sure.
absolutely.
But yeah, we
Yep.
welcome more.
Oh,
Definitely.
we love it. And anytime I get a chance to help out someone of color, or anybody for that matter, wanting
Right.
to become a realtor, my game is always free. Please reach out. I want to see more of us. I want to get us up here.
No, I can appreciate that.
But yeah, to answer your question more clear, definitely word of mouth, but referrals, man. Like I said, Tracy helped me out with those first two, and those first two reached out to more people. So the more work you do, the more work you get.
Yeah, the more you take care of people, the more they're going to take care of you. I can appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So, I actually, when I think of being a realtor, I don't really think of referrals being something that helps you outside of colleagues sharing information. But you're saying actual homeowners told their friends about you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
And that's one of the biggest things. After you sell a house in the neighborhood, they always push you to send out newsletters or have everybody in the neighborhood know that I just sold this house and I can do it for you too.
Right, right.
And
That's
people are
a
like, I wonder
testimonial.
what my house is worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I can appreciate it. That's a good strategy, and I'm glad to hear that's working for you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, keep that up, man. Keep that up. Okay, so let's talk about the nitty gritty.
Okay.
How is, in your opinion, let's focus it on the Toledo area. Okay, we froze a little bit, so there we go. Come on, so come back.
We got it. Sellers who are looking to sell their house have all control, and if you're looking to buy a house, I'm sorry for you.
Right.
Okay, because they can really put a house on the market, and put a question mark by the price, and people will bid 10,000 over what they were looking for.
Okay, so anyone looking to sell their house, do not put a question mark next to it.
Absolutely not.
Oh
man.
yeah, because one of my goals this year is to actually buy a house, right? I would have you be my realtor, but I already have one. So
Hey man, no problem at all.
I appreciate that. But anyway, my goal is to buy a house. So
Winter.
wait till winter.
Winter.
Yeah.
So the thing about winter is, I told you off camera, but all sellers want to sell their house in the summer when they can sell it, relocate. It's hot, it's easy.
Definitely.
Everybody wants to get up and be active in the summer.
Definitely.
In the winter in Toledo, there's snow on the ground. Everything moves a little bit more slowly. Nobody really wants to do anything.
Exactly. That's a good strategy. So if you're looking to buy a house, of course we want to keep the economy going, of course, right? But if you want to be more intelligent when it comes to buying the house, buy when the market slows down and when you can actually have the advantage.
And prices go down.
And the prices go down. So when it's a little cold outside, people aren't so hopeful, unfortunately. But,
Right.
Hey, it's the way of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that insight. So you're saying like close, like November, December? What?
So, end of summer in August is when we get our last spike. Okay, and I'm talking about keeping it up high, because that's the end of the summer, and everybody's like, all right, if I'm gonna sell my house when it's hot, I gotta do it now before it gets cold.
Definitely.
And you get another surge about November.
Okay.
Okay, September, November, it's like The snow hasn't came yet. It might have had one or two snowfalls.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm gonna do this comfortable at all, I gotta do it now.
Okay.
So you gotta wait till you see some snow.
Got you.
About
Got you.
January, into December, after Christmas, when everybody's done doing what they're doing and less busy.
I appreciate that. So he's giving you game. And this is one reason why you should trust my brother when you're looking to buy your house or sell your home, because he could have easily kept that to himself. See, in the housing market, any industry, there are people who I call janky, and they basically manipulate you and sell you a dream because they want your money now,
Right.
but they actually don't have the means or the actual desire to truly help you.
Right.
But the fact that you're showing the opposite tendencies of actually sharing information that won't benefit you right now.
Not at
It
all.
won't benefit you right now, but it will benefit me and the viewers, right? And that's one reason why you should trust him and give him
Appreciate
a chance
that.
when you're looking to buy your home and sell your home.
Appreciate
Devin Gann,
that, man.
people, I appreciate that. Okay, so let's talk about your your current clientele and the clientele that you're looking to serve. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, let's talk about what does your average client look like, and I'm not talking about race or anything like that. I'm talking about single mother, 2 kids, income under 30. Like, what's your average client look like right now?
So my average client right now is a single woman. I wouldn't call her a mother. A single woman.
See, he has the spinning class, and you think you slick. You working that angle. I know what you're doing, man. I know what you're
Come
doing.
see me. Come see me.
That's what's up.
But a single woman right now, maybe a single man,
Okay.
or a married couple.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not getting too many couples that aren't married. If I am getting a couple,
Okay.
and they're looking for about $200,000 in price range.
Okay.
In Toledo, if you can find a house with 3 beds, 2 baths, you're pretty good.
Well, for 200,000, I better be able to find a good one. But yeah, Toledo is definitely an interesting market.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
a lot of 1-bathroom homes
A lot of one bathroom homes.
for $200,000.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Because there's actually quite a few large homes in the area, but they have 10 bedrooms but only 1 bathroom, so that's kind of
Oh yeah,
unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is.
yeah.
Okay, and your ideal client. So,
Okay.
what are you looking for, and how can you help these people?
Okay, so my ideal client, the client that just me personally I love to work with, is an investor with a lot of dreams to make it up. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not looking for an investor who just wants to buy 1 or 2 properties and stop because they're good with a little bit of residual income. I want the investor that just keeps on buying, keeps on letting their properties make
Big
more
dreams,
money for
big
them,
dreams.
and coming back to me to sell them more
Because you're
properties.
their guy. I
Exactly.
can appreciate that.
So that's my preferred. If it's not them, and it's just a regular buyer, I would like anybody who's looking to buy around $300,000 just because that's
So that's a nice
exactly.
check.
It's a
Of
nice
course.
check for me.
Exactly.
So I mean, no matter who you are, I'm down to help you. No matter what price range, I'm down to help. Just because I love to help people,
Right.
this is what I do.
Exactly. No, I can appreciate that. Yeah. So the important thing is you always want to have some kind of goal for yourself, right? But also be willing to play the numbers game. I may not be able to get a $300,000 house, but I can get 2 150s,
Right.
right? And it may be double the effort, but at least I'm meeting that goal.
Right.
And you're a fan of Grant Cardone?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
GC, man.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to get you a 3 million monthly sales, right?
Yeah, man. You see, Grant Cardone partnered with EXP. He's with my brokerage,
That's
or his
what's up.
wife got her license and partnered with our brokerage.
Well, she partnered with it. He partnered with
Exactly.
it too.
Exactly.
That's what's up. So are they doing anything special right now, or it's just?
Yeah, they're having some events within the brokerage, and he mentioned that he's going to put Cardone University on for all of us, which I've already taken, so I'm not too interested in. But if he does it, I'll definitely go through it again.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations on that. Being acquainted with people who are doing it. That's dope. Okay, I can appreciate that. So, you are the realtor. The realtor, what does the realtor do for the client? Okay. What does the realtor see? It usually lasts about 3, 4, 5 seconds. That last one, it lasts about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway, what does the realtor do for the client?
Okay, so for any average client that I have, first and foremost, I get them connected with a bank or a lender.
Okay.
If they don't have one. Okay, we get their financial situated and make sure that they're good were they to buy this house.
Okay.
And if this is the right time.
Okay.
After that, they get pre-approved, which means the bank sends them a letter that says you can buy any house for this number.
Got you.
Okay, and then I start making them a list. I have them tell me and explain to me what their perfect house would be and what they would love to live in, and I send them a list of everything that I think meets that criteria. Then we go house hunting, man. We might go see 4 or 5 houses a day, driving around the city.
So, okay, let me ask you. Let me
Yeah.
cut you off. I don't know if you noticed already. Those of you who are watching, I have a bad habit of cutting people off, so I apologize.
Nah, man, you're good. It's a conversation.
Yep. So, I know a lot of realtors don't like to necessarily have their clients look at homes until they get pre-approved.
Yes.
Okay. So is that common, or is that
In this market, it's needed.
it's needed? Okay.
So because it's a seller's market, I can take someone to a house. They say, yes, I want it. And then they get pre-approved. And even if it's 2 days, by the time they get pre-approved, the house is off the market.
Man, that's crazy.
Gone.
So you should be pre-approved first. That way you can make an offer.
Yes.
Because if you get pre-approved afterwards, the house that you wanted, the dream home that you wanted, you could lose.
Gone.
And that hope that you had for 48 hours is completely gone.
Gone.
And it's discouraging. I can understand that. I actually have a course in my online academy called Transcend Financial Academy, and we teach about how to buy a home. And one of the requirements is get pre-approved first to avoid being discouraged because you found your dream home, but you can't have it.
Yep.
Right. That's very important.
That's very important.
So you basically help them with getting the requirements ready. They get pre-approved, and then you drive them around to go see some homes.
Yep.
Based off of the requirements that they provided you.
Yep.
So how many that list of requirements that you asked for? Like give me some examples.
Okay, so I might ask you how many. So you're looking to buy a home.
Right.
How many beds you want?
Okay, I want. Hold on, we pause. That's a good question though. Okay, so ask me that again.
Okay, so you're looking to buy a home.
Yep.
How many beds do you want?
I want 5 bedrooms.
5 bedrooms. How many bathrooms?
I need at least 2.
2 bathrooms. All right, you need a garage or a basement?
I do need a basement. I would love to have a garage.
Okay.
However, yeah, I need a garage, man.
Need a garage?
This is my dream home. I need
All
a
right.
garage.
All right, you need a big backyard.
Big as I would say I needed a decent size, Not
Okay.
big, but half of that.
Half of that. So you want half of that with a porch, or you want space to do
Oh,
activities?
these are some good questions. Okay, let me see. Do I need a porch? I really don't need a porch, but I'm one of those people where I do like to sit out in the front yard and like, hey, what's up, neighbors?
Right. So you wouldn't mind
Even
one.
though I don't get the love back, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
All right, and is this a backyard with a lot of landscape that you want to cut, or are you lazy and you want?
Oh, I'm definitely not cutting it.
Okay.
I'm hiring somebody to
All
cut
right, that's
it.
fine then. That's fine.
But it's gonna be beautiful.
All right, on the inside, you need an office.
No, I don't need an office.
Don't need an office.
No.
All right, so anything special that you feel you need to get away from the kids or get away from the woman of your dreams?
So I have a dog.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why I said that.
No, I mean that definitely matters. So you
Right,
want
but that's for the yard.
easy access to the yard,
Easy access to the yard.
a room to put them in the winter because you can't leave them outside.
Exactly. I would leave them outside, but I guess that's considered abuse.
We love our dogs. We
I'm
love
just
our
saying,
dogs.
I'm just saying. Okay, but anyway,
So-
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And do you have any special requirements that I need to know?
I need a hidden place to hide my weed.
Okay.
I'm just
A hidden
playing.
closet up in the attic.
No, I'm
the
just
back
messing with
room
you,
that
man.
you pull a book.
Oh, right. No special. You know what? I need a full basement so that I can have a gym.
Okay, so full basement, that matters.
That does
That
matter.
definitely matters.
I don't need one of those Michigan basements. You know what I'm
Halfway.
saying? Yeah, I don't need one of those.
I got you. All right, so if that's it, I'm going to make the requirements and I'll send you a list.
See, that's important.
Exactly.
That's important because some people don't think about that. And it's important to have a realtor who you're working with who's going to ask you all the necessary questions.
Absolutely. In my course that I have, pre-approval plan,
Mm-hmm.
I go through that because if you don't know, your realtor is going to tell you.
Right.
And they're going to tell you the most extravagant, sell you on the best looking house that you could possibly get.
Ooh, that's
And
interesting
you're going to
right
fall
there.
in love thinking that you need it because
When
that's what they told you need.
Exactly. They're just trying to get the price of the home up.
Exactly.
Wow, interesting.
They're just trying to get a check, which you can't be mad at them.
You can't be mad at them, but they're going to get a check anyway.
Exactly.
Interesting. Things you don't think about.
So the beautiful thing about that process is, back in the day, the realtor would just drive them around, hoping that it meets their requirements that they told them. Today, I can send you a list and have you look through detailed pictures of home after home, and you say these are the ones that I want to go to.
Right.
So I'm only taking you to houses that you already said you want to see.
Right. That's what's up. That way, you save time because it's efficient.
Exactly.
And then two, you're looking at homes that actually matter to you. Okay, I can appreciate that.
And they'll mess around, be sold before they even see it. I want that house. We can go see the other ones, but I want that one.
Exactly.
You know,
that
so
saves a
you
lot of
already know.
time. I can appreciate that. But in a buyer's market, oh no, it's a seller's market. Seller's market, that list is going to get smaller and smaller.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Interesting.
With all the requirements you gave me, that list is going to be 4 or 5 houses long.
Interesting. Okay, and of course, it's kind of tough though, because in a seller's market, it's not so much inventory for you to sell. However, if it's a hot market, you're going to be selling anyway.
Right.
So you want people to buy in that market because you're going to be making, nice commission. However, they're not going to be getting the best deals.
Right.
Interesting.
Yep, that's why it's a seller's market. Buyers don't matter.
Interesting.
They know that if they have it up here, somebody's going to buy it.
Exactly. Okay, I can appreciate that. So as you're helping people, find their dream homes and getting them in the homes that they actually want, what are some of the roadblocks that a lot of your clients face when trying to get qualified?
Okay, number one, first and foremost, is credit.
Credit.
So the big thing is they don't even know what their credit score is, okay, or why it's that way.
Right.
So I'll ask them, I say, hey, do you know what your credit score is? And they can't even give me a ballpark number. So that's number one. Number two is they find out their credit, or they say what their credit score is. And like we talked off camera, for FHA, that's fluctuated. It went all the way up to 680.
Right.
And
that's due to coronavirus.
Yep.
So they basically have a minimum credit score that you need to get the funding. But due to coronavirus, everything was beginning to look real scary, and some people are not going to be able to pay their mortgage. So that basically puts the lender out, makes them, increases the risk. Because if we give you this home at a 580 credit score, and you already shown history of not paying your bills on time, and you go through this issue with the pandemic, you may not be able to pay your mortgage.
Right.
So they have raised the credit limits to combat that risk.
Yep.
And right now the market is beginning to come back to normal, well, temporarily. So they lowered the credit risk. And at one point it was up to 680, 700.
Yep.
And now it's looking at about
620.
So you can get an FHA loan, on average with about a 620 credit score.
Yep.
Okay. Now, of course, we always recommend that our clients have a higher credit score so they get a better interest rate.
Yes.
But the good thing about buying a home is you have time to refinance.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
But that's another conversation.
A long one.
Right. So your clients, they either don't know what their credit score is, which if you want to buy a home, you need to know what your credit score is.
Absolutely.
Even though it may be a different credit score than what is actually being used to determine your credit worthiness, at least you have a ballpark of what's on the credit report. That's really what's important, is knowing what's on the credit report. So when your clients when they don't have that information, what do you recommend at that point?
So I still recommend they go see the lender because they're gonna pull their credit anyways.
Right.
So I ask them, hey, do you have a bank that you've been working with that you would like to buy this house through? If not, I'll send you to one of my trusted guys. And usually they say I'll trust one of your people,
Right.
unless they bought a house before and they say no, I've dealt with them. They have all my info. I'll stay with them.
Yeah, and it's good to have your own arsenal of people that you trust too.
Yeah, always.
And the deeper you get in the game, the bigger and more solidified that'll become.
And
That's what's up.
The better they look at you because you're a jack of all trades. Whether you can do it or not, you can take them to the person who does it, so you're more reliable.
Definitely, I can appreciate that. Okay, so you have them basically fill out a credit application to figure out where they are.
Well, the lender will because they got to pull it regardless.
Right.
And then that allows them to determine what house they can afford along with their debt to income ratio.
Right, which is also very important.
Yes, and I would say that's the second biggest thing is cash. How much income do you have? How much profit are you making at the end of every month?
Yeah. And just to add to that, see, the thing about credit is you can get that fixed in, 3-6 months, maybe 6 months to a year, depending on how severe. But your debt to income, that's a debt issue.
Right.
And a lot of your loans that you have last 5, 10, 20 years.
So you can't just wipe that out.
You can't just wipe that off.
Yeah. You need more money.
Exactly.
You need
more money, which is everybody's problem.
Yep.
We all need more money. But it's also very important for you when you're thinking about your future. You don't want to over leverage yourself because it's going to prevent you from reaching some of the major goals that you have in your life. Okay? Should I buy this car and add this $500 monthly payment to my debt to income before I buy the house that I want to buy in the next 12 months?
No.
No.
That's my biggest headache, dude.
Right.
I literally, a month ago, had somebody come to me saying they want to buy a house.
Right.
But they just leased a car. I'm like, what are you...
You lease the car after you get the
What
house.
are you doing?
Because they don't care. They just want that money.
Yeah.
They don't care.
And their credit's good, so they don't understand that all that new debt.
Yeah,
matters.
they don't really think about. Yeah, they don't really think about the strategy behind it. They just know that they can do it at that time. And this is why we're having this conversation.
Yep.
So we can spread awareness, right? But no, that's very important. Debt to income. What do you have you noticed like any particular consistencies with debt to income? Like, is it typically 40% that they're looking for, 35%?
Yeah, they want to get to as close to as 50 as possible.
50.
And if they're under 43,
it's funny
they
that
won't
you
take
say
it.
that because typically it used to be they wanted your debt to income to be under 40%. Mm-hmm. That was maybe 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
But now they're willing to risk it at if it's 50%. Because they understand that this is America.
Yeah.
America is built upon debt. That's crazy, Joe.
A lot of them won't go over 45, 46.
Okay, 45, but 50 is the max.
I would say 50 is the max. I've had some wiggle room with 50, but also depends on what bank you're working with. That's why it all matters, and that's why I have a couple lenders that I can send them to because everybody's different and you got to understand that these banks are risking their money on you.
Right.
So everybody's different, every situation's different, and every risk is different. So you got to have your stuff together and make it as beautiful as possible for them to take.
So sometimes you may have to shop around.
Yep.
Do you have any recommendations? Do you like doing business with banks versus mortgage brokers, mortgage bankers?
I prefer banks just because the brokers can shop around and they don't have as much leeway as a bank would because they're going around. They don't have no idea what's the difference between this one and that one.
Right.
But the banks, they'll say, hey, I can call you a family and friend and I can do this and I can do this and move these things around.
They can make meet that need.
Exactly.
So I think that really depends on, in my opinion, it really depends on the mortgage broker that you're dealing with. Good ones, they know their product.
Yes.
And like you said, they can shop around.
Yep.
So with the bank, they only have the 1 or 2 products that you can choose from. A good mortgage broker, they're going to be able to shop around and find you the best one. But if they don't know what the hell they're doing, then
And also,
we need to drop them from the team.
Yeah, and also that broker has to get paid. So
Definitely.
the brokers got to get paid, and the banks have to get paid, and
Definitely.
neither one of them are going to take a pay cut for you.
That's that's true.
So
That's true. Um, that's an interesting way to look at it. With the bank, the banker doesn't necessarily get a commission.
the lender does. Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
the lender. I'm talking about the
The bank itself.
yeah, no, not the bank, but the actual person. Let's say that you go in and talk to a mortgage specialist at the bank. Their salary, they're not going to get,
No,
commission.
some of them get a
do?
little piece. Yeah,
Okay.
they get broken off.
Okay. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you're selling such a large product. I guess it would be reasonable to, entice someone with commission. So,
Yeah, and that's why you see them pushing so hard. Because I mean, think about it. If they were waiting on everybody to come to them, their life is made.
right. And also, if they depend on people to come to them, they may lose them to us other competition.
Yep.
Because the competition is coming for you.
Yeah, so you got to give some kind of incentive to go hunt and do the best work you can possibly do to bring them in.
Definitely. So, biggest roadblocks to buying your dream home, credit being number one. Okay. As all of you know who are watching this, we do have a credit repair service, the 700 Club Credit Repair. If you need help, feel free to reach out to us. You can check out our credit repair service at the 700clubcreditrepair.com. Or, your realtor can guide you on, what you need to do.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah, we provide services that are done for you. So let's say that you have a client that has some negatives on their credit report. You say, hey, I need you to dispute this, try to get these removed, and then pay down the credit card debt.
Okay.
If they were to hire us, we'll do the disputing for them, and then we'll also, say, hey, pay down the credit card debt.
Right. Right.
But yeah, we focus on the credit report. Anyway, okay. So we have credit, and then we also have debt to income.
Yep.
Okay. Those are very important. If you want more of an explanation on the debt to income, check out my YouTube channel. I have information on that. So those are the biggest roadblocks. Okay. But dealing with your clients, what would you say are some common questions that you get from these people?
So we were talking about pre-approval before. They don't know what it is, why they need it, and what the difference between that and a pre-qualification is.
Are you thirsty? You want some water?
I am a little thirsty.
Yeah, it's room temperature, but
It's fine.
My bad. I didn't offer them water before you
You're
got
good. But a pre-qualification, you can basically go online and type in pre-qualified, and hundreds of them will pop up.
Right.
And it's a rough overview without pulling your credit, without anything harsh on you that says you can afford this house.
Right. That's a pre-qualification.
Qualification.
Okay.
A pre-approval is you going to a mortgage lender, mortgage broker, and saying, I want a house of $200,000. Can I afford it? And they'll run everything. They'll run your debt to income. They'll run your credit.
Right.
They'll look at your pay stubs. And they'll say, okay, you can afford a house of this much. And they literally write you a letter to send to your realtor in order for you to buy a house that says you can afford this home.
Exactly.
And we'll back you up.
So yeah, pre-qualification, basically, without looking at any of your paperwork, without looking at your debt to income, your finances, and also your credit, they'll basically say, based off of this generic information, you may qualify for this amount. Pre-approval, they actually go in and do the analysis of your financials, your credit, and then they tell you, based off of your income and all these other requirements, this is the maximum amount that we're going to give you. Here's your pre-approval letter. And based off of that letter is how much of a home that you'll look for up to that amount.
Absolutely. Right. I mean, you can go over, but you got to pay out of your own pocket. Gotcha. So if the bank gives you for $199 and you're looking at homes $2,000 and up, that extra $1,000 is coming out of your pocket.
Okay, cool. Man, hey man, I'm trying to get this house for $150. They're talking about giving me $140. Y'all think y'all can increase that up $10,000? Unless you show that you can enhance your income up $10,000, we ain't doing shit.
Ain't doing nothing.
I got you.
And that's where gifts come in, and You get things from family members and
Got you.
such and such.
Got you. Okay, no, interesting, interesting. Okay, so the differences between pre-qualification and pre-approval. Um, okay, so that's one. What's another common question?
Another common question, either it's about credit, what kind of credit score do I need to have to buy this home? How much should my down payment be to buy this home? Or any home. They think that it might all be the same, depending which the credit score is for most banks. But your down payment is up to 20% of your home and can go as low as about 3.5%.
Right.
So take any home, any price, and put 3.5% of that, and that's the amount that you need, or 20% of that, and that's the amount that you need
Right. Okay, so that's interesting.
in cash,
In cash.
cold hard.
So he's saying basically, the minimum 3.5% times $100,000 house. That's $3,500. Okay, 3.5% times a $200,000 house. What is that? $7,000. Okay, but there's a difference in insurance
Yep.
based off of the down payment. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. PMI.
PMI. That
Love
sounds
to hate it.
that sounds like some bullshit right there.
So, PMI is an insurance that gets put on for multiple reasons.
Okay, for those that don't know what
Yeah.
PMI means, private mortgage insurance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And that's basically because, say you get an FHA loan,
Okay.
and you have to put down 20% to be excluded from PMI.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say you do 3.5. You have to pay your way up to that 20% until PMI gets dropped off.
Okay. So I have my understanding of PMI was pretty much all of that except the 20%.
Yeah.
I always assumed that, or understood. Excuse me, I'm not gonna say assumed. My understanding was, if you didn't pay the 10%, I think it's 10% that you have to pay, or 20%. 20%. If you don't pay that up front, then you're gonna have PMI for the life of the loan.
That might be for conventional. And it depends bank to bank too. Some of them will
Okay,
allow
that's
you to
probably
drop
what
it
it was.
off.
Okay, my
and some
man,
won't,
you
know
know
what I'm
his, he
saying?
know his stuff. He know his stuff. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking of conventional. FHA is up to 20%. Got you. That's the
Yep.
difference.
And it'll drop off. But like I said, every bank is different, man. So
True
the
that, true
ways
that.
are different.
Yeah, they call these overlays. So different banks have different kind of overlays to get their lending. Some banks may say, "Hey, up to 20%. Once you reach that amount, we're going to take the PMI off." Some banks may say, "For the life of the loan, you're going to pay the PMI because you didn't have it up front."
Yep.
So okay, I got you. I got you.
And there are multiple overlays for FHA, which is
My
how
conspiracy
the bank feels comfortable.
Yeah, I have a theory on that. I really feel like it's a great way for our nation to earn extra money. Because they have the FHA programs, which they get the money, but the PMI is the penalty.
Right.
It's like, hey, we're gonna give you this money, but we're gonna penalize your ass because you're gonna have to pay this PMI, which is more money for us.
Right.
Because PMI, if you get, let's say that you have a $1,000 mortgage, not mortgage, but 1,000 going towards the principal.
Okay.
PMI could be $200 a month.
Yeah.
On top of that,
Yep.
so $200 over a year is what, 2,400.
Yep.
2,400, and imagine you doing that for 3 years. That's extra money. It's crazy. Anyway,
Or if it's the life of a 30-year loan.
yeah, if it's the life of a 30-year loan, that's bananas.
Bananas.
But hey, that's why you want to work on improving your credit, getting your money right, so that you can do it the conventional way, and save money on all these extra little fees.
Yeah.
But that's my thought behind that. Okay. So yeah, I can appreciate that. We talked about, the clients that you serve, your ideal client. We talked about what it is you do as a realtor. We talked about some of the biggest roadblocks that you faced as a new realtor.
Yep.
And also that your clients face when they're trying to get their dream home. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Like I said, I do have this pre-approval plan coming out, And
And now, is it your plan?
it's my plan.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you
It's my
have
plan.
is it a service or is it like a
Master
course?
class.
A
So
master
it's a
class.
course.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I'm basically taking you through the beginning to end before you even consider
Okay.
buying a home,
I
what your
appreciate that.
budget should look like, how your banking system should be set up, how to save, how to get your credit right, what is credit, and what you should be looking at.
I got you.
Which I'd love to put you on some additional courses to go a lot deeper in, because it's basically surface level stuff that you need to know. But I'd love to have a master in there. I do have a mortgage lender in there talking about different types of mortgages, what you should be looking at, and the differences thereof.
Definitely, I appreciate that. So you have a complete class that you're putting together
Yeah,
for basically buying your home.
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I can appreciate that.
So from the beginning to when you're looking at homes, what you should be looking at online, to closing day and thinking about home improvements to improve the value of your home.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You got a name for it?
Yes, sir. Pre-approval plan.
Pre-approval plan. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you need a logo now. You got a logo?
Oh, no, not
No,
yet.
not yet. Not yet.
Got to get something like your dough chasers, man.
Hey,
That
you
look
know,
nice.
man. You know what I'm saying? It's a little razzle dazzle. But yeah, man, I can make a recommendation for that too. But yeah, man, if you need any help, yeah, just let me know. I can help you with that.
Yeah, man. So the biggest thing that I love about that is anything that I don't know, I got in. So I don't know everything there is to know about mortgages, so I got a specialist. I don't know everything there is to know about budgeting, so I got a specialist.
Exactly.
Don't know everything about credit, so I got a specialist.
That's
You know what I'm
what's up.
saying? And I'm just would love to add more classes with people like you who are saying, hey, what he gave you was already good, but let's go a little bit deeper.
A little bit deeper. I can appreciate that. Let's go a little bit deeper. No, I appreciate that. So we got a comment really quick. Roshan first, she said, "What's up?" She said, "Hey."
Hey, Roro.
Let me see. This market is horrible. From Coffette Biggs. Hopefully I pronounced that right. She said, "This market is horrible. I've seen 60 houses and bid it on 9. Still don't have a home."
Yeah, market is tough for bidding. I have to say that you got to go really, really deep. So you gotta pull on their heartstrings a little bit. And I do talk about this in my pre-approval plan. But sometimes it helps to write a letter. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps to write a letter or grab coffee. Buy them lunch. Buy them dinner. Make them feel
strategy,
good.
strategy.
Because they're people too.
Definitely.
They want to sell their house, and the difference in a few thousands, unless they need it, which most sellers right now don't. They need the whole thing. They don't need a
profit
couple
is profit.
on top. Profit is profit, but they just want to sell their house and make sure it's in a good
So
spot.
at least sell it
People
to
are taking
someone
care
you
of it.
like.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So-
that's interesting. That's a good strategy. You should try that, Coffette.
Honestly, try that. Write letters. Send a video talking about what you want to do to the house, all the improvements you want to make to the kitchen, or anything like that. Wow. And bid it over. This is a very tough market.
tough.
Try to call them. Try to get them coffee. Try the virtual video. Anything to put that little sugar on top will help.
Yeah, or you may just need a new realtor. I don't know. You know, my man is always looking to take on new clients, so maybe he can help you. Maybe he can put in a good word for you. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just
I
saying.
help the both of y'all, man. I love helping people. So if there's anything that I can do, reach out to me, and I'll give you my ways, my little tips and tricks that I got for winning over bids in this
I
market.
appreciate that. So how can people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me on Facebook, Devin J. Gant. You can reach out to me on any social media, and all my social medias are the same, Devin J. Gant. You can call me, 567-318-2459, or email me at devin@devingant.com, man. I'm always available.
You got your own website?
Yes, sir. That's DEVON at DEVONGANT.com, man.
Okay.
Check me out. My website, you can search homes on. I'm available everywhere, man. I'm not hard to find.
Okay, so I'm gonna put his email into the
Thank you.
onto the screen, and that's how you reach out to my man,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Devin with an O.
Yep, with the O.
Cause my dumb ass put an A in there, and we had to fix that. So yeah, Devin with the O. Devin, appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for having
A
me
lot
on,
of good
man.
information.
Honestly.
I wish you the best of luck. I'm pretty sure you're going to be successful at what you do.
Yes,
As
sir.
long as you continue to move forward, take advantage of the opportunities that are granted to you, and do right by your next man. You're
Yeah.
going to be successful.
I mean, we two brothers who just love to help people, man. Who love to get
Exactly.
them in the right situation, and as long as we eating like that, can't do no wrong.
Exactly. Good work. Good work. She said, I need to hook up with you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Come see me. We got to get you.
Yep, come see him or reach out to him, devin@devingant.com. Again, for all of you who are watching, if you are struggling with improving your credit, getting your finances in order, I do want you to look at our services. Feel free to check out the 700clubcreditrepair.com to learn more about our credit repair service. Or if you need help getting your finances or anything else in order, feel free to check out witnessriches.com, and we would love to serve you. Make sure you do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, continue to follow us, and if you appreciated the information that we shared today, please leave a comment to let us know so that we can continue to provide you with this great value. Again, my name is Jason White, my man Devin Gant. Y'all all have a great, wonderful day. We're out.
Thank you.